Hi, Michael O'Donnell with Mother Teresa Project.
And I'm John Spadaccini with Career Services. And it's day 8. St. Joseph, pray for us.
I think today Father Calloway makes a great claim, but then he clarifies that claim as well. He says that Joseph is the greatest saint. And right when he said that, immediately I was kind of torn in my heart. I was like, I don't know about that. Like, what about Mary? But he kind of verifies that claim in saying that very few Catholics claim Mary as a saint. They don't call her Saint Mary. Right? If you're talking about a church or a school, then you usually say Saint Mary. But when we're in regular conversation, we usually call her the Blessed Virgin Mary. We call her the Immaculate Conception. We call her Queen of Heaven. We have different titles for Mary to say that she's above the rest of the regular saints. So when he makes that clarification, and if we consider that caveat, then I agree with him that Saint Joseph is the greatest saint. And we look to the words, so after we make that clarification, that St. Joseph is the greatest saint, we look to the words of St. Therese of Avila. And she claims that whenever she was requesting anything from St. Joseph, it was granted to her. So just like the memorare that we have to our Mother Mary, we also have a memorare to St. Joseph in the book. And she goes even further, right? She says to us, do it yourself. Right? Make a challenge, right? Challenge yourself and request something from St. Joseph and see if it comes true. And she says that every single request that I've granted, or every single request that I've made, I've been given special graces because of that. And if that's coming from a doctor of the church, I'm definitely going to take her advice. So what'd you get?
I'm going to take a different spin.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
So, Father Calloway also teaches us in day 8 that Adam was the head of the first covenant family.
Right.
So Adam was the head of the first covenant family. St. Joseph was head of the new covenant family. Jesus, sometimes we call the new Adam, he's the head of the human family. So I was thinking, well, what does it mean to be head of the family? Well, the head of the family means to be a leader of the family. Mm-hmm. And in most families, the head of the family is a father. So St. Joseph, as a father, he teaches us how to be a leader in our own families. And the greatest thing a father can do for his children is to lead them to heaven. So, in some families, that there isn't a father. In my family, my mom and dad are divorced. I have a great relationship with my dad. Mm-hmm. But my mom really raised me from day to day. So she was the head of my family. So I don't want to look at it like mother and father, but as the head of the family. And the role of the head of the family is to help get their children to heaven. Mm-hmm. And, St. Joseph can teach us, how to become great saints and how to get us to heaven. Mm-hmm. And what is that path to heaven? Well, that path to heaven is Jesus.
Absolutely. Oh, that's great. And so, yeah, I think St. Joseph is that leader leading the way to heaven, but along the way, just like St. Therese of Avila said, make requests, right? And make requests to St. Joseph, and you'll be amazed at the graces you receive from it. So that's our encouragement for today. For day 8, make a request to St. Joseph and see what happens.
See you tomorrow.